Welcome to the video lecture series of computer organization and architecture. In previous few classes, we have seen various components of the system and their operations. We have also talked about the data transfer between registers, and we have seen how the data can be fetched from memory, and we have also seen how the data can be stored in memory, means read and write operations. We have also talked about various arithmetical operations which are performed in ALU, like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. We have also seen the logical operations and shift operations. Now, in today's lecture, we will talk about various numerical problems related to the second module of this course. Let us see the first problem. The first problem states, design an arithmetic circuit which one selection variable S and two n-bit data inputs A and B. The circuit generates the following four arithmetic operations in conjunction with input carry C in. Draw the logic diagram for the first two stages. So, in this particular problem, you can see there are four combinations of operations or arithmetical operations are given, and they can be selected based on these values S value and carry in value. So, there are two selection inputs S and C in. Based on this, we can select one of the four arithmetical operations, and these operations are to be performed in the ALU. So, we have to design the ALU circuitry which can perform these four operations. So, you can see if we are detailing this particular table in this form. So, you can see when S equals to 0 and C equals to 0, we have to perform the addition of A and B operation. So, two operands will be added here, this combination we will opt, and when this combination in the form of 0 1, then we will perform A plus 1, that means increment operation. This operation is selected. Now, if it is 1 and 0 combination, we perform the decrement operation which is shown here, and if both the values S and carry in is 1, then we perform the subtraction operation A minus B. So, two operands A and B are given to us, and we have to design a circuit which can perform these four operations. So, one operation has to be selected, we have to use multiplexer for selection of operations. And here you can observe, in all cases the value of A is transferred as it is, the A values are transferred as it is, and the second value will be operated with A value. So, obviously, to perform these operations, addition, subtraction, increment or decrement, the full adder component is used. So, here two full adder we will take. This particular concept was discussed earlier in the lecture. So, how to design the circuit for performing these operations. Now, there are four combinations of different operations. So, one operation has to be selected. So, what will be the size of multiplexer? The size of multiplexer will be 4 cross 1. So, we know the multiplexer can be represented in the form of 2 to the power n cross 1, where n is number of selection inputs. So, here in this case number of selection inputs will be 2. So, which are given here, 2 selection inputs, based on these two value one operation will be selected. So, that is why C in and S will be given as selection input S 1 and S naught to each multiplexer. You can see the connection of C in and S to these two multiplexers, and the value of A register or the A operand will be passed as it is. A naught and A 1 is passed as it is to the full adder. Based on these combinations 0, 1, 2, 3, one input will be connected to the output of multiplexer. So, The combination, 4 combination are given here. It is B 1 minus 1 or minus B, 4 combinations. So, these combinations will be connected through multiplexer to this full adder. So, all the 4 combinations we will take here. Here we will take at 0 number pin, the B naught value is passed, at 1 number pin we pass 0, at 2 number pin we pass the complement of 0, that is 1, and 3 number pin is passed with B complement as given in this. So, if we select 0 0, if we select 0 0, that means C in is 0 and S is 0. The pin number 0 is selected. What operation will be performed? A naught is passed here and through this multiplexer B naught bit is passed here. So, you can see A plus B operation will be performed, and when you select 0 1 combination, that means 1 number pin is selected and 0 value will be passed here. So, in that case A plus 0 and plus this C in value is 1. So, this 1 is passed here and from here 1 is given and here you have passed 0 0 and A naught. So, what operation is performed? A plus 0 plus 1, that is A plus 1 operation is performed. And when you select 1 0 combination, that means S is 1 and C is 0. So, what pin is selected? That is 2 number pin is selected. In that case, the 1 value is passed here. So, if you perform the operation of addition in full adder, so what operation we are going to perform? A plus 1 plus 0. So, when we are taking a combination of S equals to 1, C in equals to 0, so we are selecting the pin number 2 and here the 1 bit will be passed through this multiplexer, and when we are you are selecting this value. So, that means we are performing A plus all ones, which is nothing but subtraction operation of 1. So, this will be represented as A minus 1, and when you are taking combination of S equals to 1 and C equals to 1. So, that means pin number 3 is selected, and when you are selecting the pin number 3. So, this B complement value will be passed here. So, in that case the operation A minus B is performed. So, this way we can perform various combinations of arithmetical operation through this circuit. Next problem is the shift or arithmetic shift operation we have to perform if initially some values are given in particular register. There are 8 bits already stored or given in register R, that are 1 0 0, 1 1 1 0 0, and we have to perform shift right and arithmetic shift right and arithmetic shift left. So, when we are going to perform shift right operation, that is nothing but division by 2, and if we are going to perform the arithmetic shift left, that means the resultant value will be multiplication of 2 of the previous value. So, let us perform the shift right operation first. So, every bit in this particular register will be shifted towards right. So, whatever value is given 1 0 0, 1 1 1 0. So, this bit will be lost and the second bit will be shifted towards right, and this will become the LSB, and next bit will be shifted towards 1 position and this will become a 1, and this 1 will be shifted here and this 1 will be shifted here, and this way 1 bit shift operation will be performed here. And you can see in the register the MSB bit will be called as Rn minus 1, and next to MSB is called as Rn minus 2. So, when you are going to perform right shift operation, that means arithmetic right shift operation, the Rn minus 1 bit will be shifted 1 bit position towards right and will become Rn minus 2 bit. And what will happen in the position of Rn minus 1? So, this bit will be transferred as it is to the same position. So, Rn minus 1 will become Rn minus 1 as well as it is shifted towards right 1 bit position. So, Rn minus 2 bit will be replaced with Rn minus 1. So, that is why if we are going to shift this bit Rn minus 1, so resultant bit will be 1 as it is, and this this bit will be shifted towards right and 1 will be shifted here. So, that is why resultant operation or resultant value will be 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 in this case. So, this is the arithmetic right shift operation, and in case of arithmetic left shift operation, let us see. Initial values are 1 0 0 1 1 0 0. So, what will happen in case of arithmetic left shift operation? This bit will be lost and all the bits will be shifted towards left 1 bit position. What will happen if this bit will be lost or shifted towards left? So, this 0 will come at the position of Rn minus 1 and this 0 will be shifted towards left and 0 is replaced with 0. So, 1 will be replaced with 0. What will happen after this shift 0 0 1 1 0 0 and 0 will be introduced from this location. 0 will be introduced from this location means at LSB location. So, 0 will be introduced here, but in this case we have to check an overflow condition. So, what is overflow condition? Let us see. So, in case of overflow condition, we have to check the Rn minus 1 bit and Rn minus 2 bit, and if both the bits are same, then we can say there is no overflow. That means, if these two bits are 0 0, then we say there is no overflow, because the Rn minus 1 bit will be called as a sign bit, and if there is a reversal of sign, then we say there is an overflow. So, how we will check this sign reversal or overflow condition? If both the bits are same, either 0 0 or 1 1, then we can say that there is no overflow, and for this overflow condition check, we perform Rn minus 1 XOR operation with Rn minus 2. So, in case of XOR operation, if the result of both the bit XOR value is equals to 0, then we say there is no overflow, and if the XOR of both the bit is equal to 1, there will be an overflow. So, in this particular case, after shifting towards left, this sign bit is changed. So, initially it was 1 and after shift operation it becomes 0. So, that means Rn minus 1 bit is reversed. So, 1 XOR 0. We have to check this Rn minus 1 XOR with Rn minus 2. So, these two bits are different. So, we have to check the overflow condition by performing 1 XOR 0, and this is equals to 1. So, that is why in this particular case the overflow will occur, because the negative number will become a positive number after performing arithmetic shift left operation. Now, the next problem, in next problem we have to find out what is an error in the given statement. What is wrong with the following register transfer statement? So, let us see what is the meaning of particular statement. So, in the first statement, the accumulator register is complemented as well as it is cleared. So, these two operations are performed in a same clock cycle as shown in this particular instruction. So, we are complementing the A value or accumulator values as well as we are trying to clear the accumulator register. So, this is the wrong operation. We cannot perform these two operations at the same time. So, we cannot complement the register value with clearing the register. So, these two operations cannot be performed at the same time. So, there is an error, cannot complement and clear the same register at the same time. That is the solution given here. Let us talk about next instruction or statement. We are transferring the content of R2 register to R1 as well as we are trying to transfer the R3 value into R1. So, we cannot copy two values in a same register at the same time. So, that is wrong here. And in this third problem, third statement, we are copying the value of a accumulator register to PC as well as we are trying to increment. So, that cannot be possible. We are transferring the content and incrementing the value of PC. So, that is the wrong statement. Let us talk about next problem, that is multiplication problem. Here in this particular case, we are going to perform Booth multiplication algorithm and the multiplier is negative in this case. So, in case of Booth algorithm, what we do? We do the encoding operation of the multiplier. So, this is the 2's complement of 23. So, 1 0 1 0 0 1, this is the result which we will verify. So, first we do recoding operation, that is done here 0 0 0 0 1 plus 1 1 0 minus 1 1 1 0. So, in this way if bit I is 1 and bit I minus 1 is 1, then we replace it as a 0. So, what encoding of what is the encoding values after this encoding technique? Let us see, this is 1 0, bit I is 1 and this is I minus 1 bit and it is 0. So, 1 0 combination will become minus 1. So, here 0 1 plus 1, 1 0 minus 1, 0 0 0 and 0 1 plus 1 and we assume 0 after the LSB. So, 1 0 will become minus 1. When the multiplier is negative and multiplicand is positive, we simply do this operation multiply minus 1, that means we are complementing the multiplicand values and remaining bit positions we will copy 1 and we multiply 0 in this. If we multiply next bit, that is plus 1. So, in case of plus 1 we simply copy the multiplicand values and remaining positions will be 0. And next bit is 0, simply we multiply 0 0 and next bit is minus 1, we complement the value of multiplicand and remaining positions will be 1 1 1 and next is plus 1, we copy as it is and minus 1, then we complement and we perform simple binary addition operation. This way we can find out the result. And in next problem, when we consider multiplicand as negative, so same operation encoding technique we will perform here, same encoding operation we will do here. Here this is your encoding bits of multiplier using the same table. This we can encode the multiplier and in case of negative multiplicand, what we do? When it is minus 1, you can see when we are going to multiply with minus 1, the remaining positions will be copied as 0 0 values and when we are going to multiply with plus 1, remaining positions will be copied as 1 1. In remaining positions we will transfer 1 1 and in same way we do here. The encoding bits are given here plus 1 0 minus 1 plus 1 0 minus 1 they are encoding bits, and we multiply minus 1, that means we copy 0 0 in remaining positions. When we multiply plus 1, remaining positions will be 1 1, and we simply perform the addition operation. So, this way we can perform the Booth multiplication algorithm when your multiplicand is negative. Next is division operation, division by restoration. This we have also done in the lecture series. So, here we have to perform A divided by B. Initial values are given as A equals to 1 0 1 0 1 and B equals to 0 0 1 0 1. So, in this particular case, your dividend will be copied here in Q register and divisor here as M register. Initially A values are cleared or register A is cleared. So, when the A n minus 1 bit is given as 1, we have to set the Q naught bit. We have to set Q naught bit and we have to perform A equals to A minus 1. A equals to A minus 1 operation we have to perform as shown here. This is M bit and this is shifted A bits. So, after doing A minus 1 you will get 1 1 1 0 0 in first cycle, and this bit is 1, we will set Q naught equals to 0 and we have to restore. The restoration operation is nothing but A equals to A plus 1, A plus M. So, M will be added with the A values, and after doing A plus M operation we will get 4 times 0 and 1. So, this is one complete cycle. So, in next cycle again we will do the same operation, we will shift left shift operation we will perform, then we will perform A equals to A minus M operation and we check if A n minus 1 bit is 1, then we perform then we set Q naught equals to 0, and if this bit is 1 we have to restore, the A bits by doing A plus M operation. So, this way we can perform the division operation, various cycles we have to perform. How many times this operation will be repeated? Equals to number of bits given in Q register or M register. So, there are 5 bits in the Q register. So, 5 times this cycle will be repeated. Here you can see the A n minus 1 bit is 0. So, if this bit is 0, then we reset or then we set the Q naught bit equals to 1. So, simple operation we have to check A n minus 1 bit. So, if it is 0, we have to set Q naught equals to 1 and we have to perform no restoration operation, and if A n minus 1 bit is 1, we have to set the Q naught equals to 0 and we have to perform A equals to A plus M, or restoration operation will be performed in that case. So, this way we can perform the division operation. Next problem is related to different instruction set execution. So, in this case we have to find out what is the resultant value of R 1 after doing this sequence of various instructions. So, initially in this case R 1 equals to 0 is given and R 2 equals to 0 given and R 3 equals to 0 given. So, we have to execute all the instruction and find out. So, in this particular in first instruction what we are going to do? We are moving the value 6 to register R 1. So, R 1 equals to 6 operation, and in next step we are transferring the value of 5 into R 2. So, R 2 will be equal to 5, and in next instruction execution R 3 equals to R 1 plus R 1. So, what is the R 1 value? R 1 value was updated in first step. So, R 1 equals to 6. So, 6 plus 6 value will be added. this operation will be performed, and finally, R 3 will become equal to 12. So, R 3 is equal to 12 in this particular operation. In next operation, R 1 equals to R 3 minus R 2 operation is performed. So, what is the value of R 3? That is 12, and the value of R 2 is 5. So, 12 minus 5, that is 7. So, in next operation, that is multiplication of R 1 with R 1, and the value of result will be stored in R 3. So, R 3 equals to R 1 into R 1. So, what is the value of R 1? So, R 1 is updated as 7, because here in the previous instruction execution, the R 1 value is updated, and the updated value will be transferred here in the next operation, and we simply multiply both the values of R 1 and we get 49 as a final statement or final result. So, this value will be stored in R 3. Let us talk about next problem, which is related to floating point values. So, here we have to find out what is the floating point representation of these two values. First, we have to convert this decimal value into binary representation. So, what is the binary representation of this 1.75 that we can see here? It is 1.11 into 2 power 0. So, in excess 127 representation, we will first calculate the E dash value, because E dash equals to E plus 127, that we have already discussed in floating point lecture, floating point representation lecture. So, E value in this case is 0. So, 0 will be added with 127, and its binary values are 0, 111, 111 and 1. So, in this particular representation, the first bit represents the sign bit, which is 0 here, and E dash is represented as binary sequence, and what is the mantissa? Mantissa part is 11, and remaining bits will be 0. In the same way, we can perform this operation. 0.012 will be represented as this number, binary number, because it is a negative number. So, we will set this bit as a 1, and this E dash we have calculated, this will be equal to 1, 000, 0, 110. So, we simply replace it here, and remaining mantissa part will be replaced with these values, because we normalize this. First, we need to normalize this expression, and after normalization, we simply represent in the form of floating point representation excess 127 format. So, that is all about this particular lecture. Thank you.